the untold story of the American Mustang Squadron that annihilated an enemy air armada, February 1945, on the black volcanic sands of Iwo Jima. One of the bloodiest battles in Marine Corps history is raging. The prize for all that bloodshed? A tiny 8-square-mile island holding 3 airfields for strategists in Washington. This island was an unsinkable aircraft carrier, a vital stepping stone to the heart of Imperial Japan. For B-29 bomber crews, it was a potential haven for crippled aircraft, a sanctuary that would save thousands of lives. But as the battle ground on, a new weapon was arriving, a silver-skinned fighter. It wouldn't just defend the island, it would take the war to the enemy's doorstep in a way they never saw coming. Chapter 1: The Bloody Prize. The 36-day battle for Iwo Jima was a brutal meat grinder. Capturing the island cost the Americans dearly, nearly 7,000 killed and over 19,000 wounded, a grim testament to the fanatical defense of the Japanese garrison. The island's strategic value was incalculable. It lay halfway between American bomber bases and Tokyo B-29. Super fortresses were making the 3,000-mile round trip unescorted and vulnerable to Japanese interceptors. The losses were becoming unsustainable. Iwo Jima was the answer. Its airfields would provide a base for long-range fighter escorts, a place for damaged bombers to land, and a launch pad for a new, deadlier phase of the air war. On March 6, 1945, the first North American P-51 Mustang touched down on the captured southern airfield. At the controls was Brigadier General Ernest M. Mickey Moore, commander of the 7 Fighter Command. His landing was a declaration. This island was now America's forward operating base, the very tip of its aerial spear. Chapter 2: The Sunsetters. The first fighter group to arrive was the 15th, followed quickly by the 21st. These pilots were part of the 7 Fighter Command, known as the Sunsetters. They had trained in Hawaii for very long-range or VLR escort missions. Their ride was the P-51D Mustang, arguably the finest propeller-driven fighter of the war, powered by the legendary Packard Merlin engine and fitted with massive drop tanks. It was the only single-engine fighter with the legs to fly to Japan, pick a fight, and make it home. Their first jobs in March 1945 were defensive, flying combat air patrols over Iwo and providing close air support for the Marines, still clearing out pockets of resistance. The skies were often quiet, as the feared swarms of kamikazes never materialized. The real danger was often on the ground. In a shocking pre-dawn raid on March 27th, Japanese soldiers poured from hidden caves to attack the 21st Fighter Group's camp. A bloody reminder the island wasn't truly secure, but the pilots weren't there to just defend a rock. They were there to finish the job. Many were veterans of the original Hawaiian Air Force, men who had been there on December 7, 1941. Now from a new island outpost, they were about to take the fight to Tokyo itself. Chapter 3: A Mission of Revenge. For months, the B-29 crews had been flying through hell. With no fighter protection, they were getting savaged by Japanese interceptors. The strategic bombing campaign was in jeopardy, and the arrival of the Mustangs was their only real hope. Plans were meticulously laid for that first VLR mission, a 1,500-mile round trip over the unforgiving Pacific. Pilots learned to nurse their fuel with agonizing precision, leaning the mixture to the point where engines coughed, all to gain a few more precious minutes of range. This was a mission into the unknown, a flight so long that an engine failure meant ditching in the freezing ocean with almost no chance of rescue. The target for this historic mission was the Nakajima Aircraft Engine Factory near Tokyo, a critical piece of Japan's war machine. On the morning of April 7, 1945, the sun rose to the sound of over 100 Merlin engines roaring to life on Iwo Jima's dusty airfields. Just over 100 P-51 Mustangs from the 15th and 21st Fighter Groups took to the air. These weren't just seasoned aces. They were a mix of combat veterans and less experienced pilots, but all were volunteers. For many, this wasn't just another mission. This was payback for Pearl Harbor, delivered by the descendants of the very units caught on the ground 3.5 years earlier. If you find this story as important as we do, please help us keep these legacies alive. Take a quick moment to like the video, share it with a friend, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. Chapter 4: The Day of the Eagles. 700 miles north of Iwo Jima, they saw it, the coast of Honshu, with Mount Fuji standing like a distant sentinel. the Mustangs rendezvoused with over 100 B-29 Superfortresses and took up their escort positions. 10 minutes later, the first Japanese interceptors appeared. What happened next wasn't a dogfight, it was a mauling. The Japanese pilots were utterly unprepared for the swarm of high-performance Mustangs that dove on them from above. The American pilots, flying the world's best fighter, held every advantage: speed, altitude, and firepower. Major James B. Tapp of the 78th Fighter Squadron was one of the first to engage. He saw a Japanese fighter lining up on a struggling B-29, dove to intercept, and his 6.50 caliber machine guns tore the enemy plane apart. He then turned on another group, downing a second. In a furious, swirling battle that lasted less than an hour, Tapp claimed for confirmed kills, becoming an ace in a single day. Another pilot, Lieutenant E. Elbright, said the Japanese fighters were just sitting ducks. You just drove up behind them and pulled the trigger. When the Mustangs returned to Iwo Jima, after more than 7 hours in the air, the results were staggering. The groups were credited with destroying 21 enemy aircraft, with another 6 probably destroyed, for the loss of only 2 Mustangs. And crucially, not a single B-29 was lost to enemy fighters that day. They had shattered the aerial defenders over their own capital city. For his incredible heroism, Major Tapp was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, and the 15th Fighter Group received a Distinguished Unit Citation for proving that no target in Japan was safe anymore. Chapter 5. The Unsinkable Carrier. The April 7th mission was a turning point. It proved the VLR concept and changed the entire calculus of the Pacific Air War. Over the next 4 months, the Mustangs of Iwo Jima flew 51 VLR missions to the Japanese mainland. They escorted bombers, but they also went on the offensive, conducting their own fighter sweeps to strafe airfields, trains, and factories, systematically dismantling the enemy's ability to wage war. The island of Iwo Jima, fought with so much blood, fulfilled its purpose beyond anyone's wildest expectations. Its runways became a lifeline. By the end of the war, around 2,400 damaged or fuel-starved superfortresses made emergency landings there, saving the lives of nearly 27,000 airmen. The fighters on the island also forced Japan to pull precious aircraft back for home defense, weakening their ability to launch large-scale kamikaze attacks against the American fleet during the invasion of Okinawa. The P-51s from Iwo Jima flew strikes directly against those kamikaze airfields, strangling the threat at its source. The men of the 15th and 21st Fighter Groups were a special breed. They endured grueling conditions on a desolate volcanic island to fly some of the most demanding missions of the entire war. They took the fight to the enemy over their own homeland. They conquered the tyranny of distance. And in the final desperate months of World War II, they flew from the black sands of Iwo Jima straight into legend. The legacy of the Iwo Jima Mustangs is written in the clear skies over Japan in the summer of 1945. They were the tip of the spear, the guardians of the bomber streams, and the instrument of an air supremacy so complete. It helped bring an empire to its knees. Their story is one of incredible courage, endurance, and technological mastery, a testament to the pilots who flew impossible distances to help bring the war to a decisive end. If you believe stories of heroism like this deserve to be told and remembered, please support our channel by liking this video, leaving a comment, and subscribing for more vital stories from our military history. Your support ensures these legacies are never forgotten. Infinite thanks to you for subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting on our video. May the Almighty God bless and give us grace as always.